Hello. It's been a while. So here's where we're at. I had some camera issues, I think I mentioned. In that time, I have, laid the whole floor, foamed the whole floor. One of those little light spots you can see are the Bondo where I patched all the holes. Obviously, you can see that I had a lot of holes in here. So I might be able to drudge up some pictures of measuring the floors. You can see what I did is I ran a line dead center of my plywood when it was squared it off to the widest point, and then I actually, every one of these crosses is a 1 inch increment as the boat really started to narrow up. In the back here I just used 6 inch increments, measuring across all the time, keeping square, using a square. Nothing in a boat is level or even square, so you got to start with something square and then go from there. So once I got the floor in, then I drilled a ton of holes. Every one of these blue things is a hole. And I started pouring for each stringer. I started for this particular one, I poured here to see how much expansion I'd get, and it had all kinds of room to move up there. You'd be amazed how quick that foam goes off. Be ready for it. Have somebody with you mixing it for you. This was, what was this? Four, what was it? Four 2-part kits. I think they were 4 liters a piece, a gallon a piece. So quite a bit of foam in here. But as you can tell, it is rock solid. There isn't a hollow point in here anywhere. And then we laid the chop strand over the floor. There's 2 layers of that, and you can kind of see, like here, it's about 3/16 of an inch thick. So that is plenty. That's like way overkill. When I took this boat apart, it had 1 layup on it. So, and then up here, I've got all the boxes. They're all mocked up and straight, and again I've got all my chop strand. I'm using chop strand for all this because the chop strand, as you can see, you don't cut it with scissors, you tear it and it feathers out. You can kind of tell, well, you can tell right across the floor here. When I laid this, I'd started at the front way up underneath that box and did 1 piece, came to about where the gas tank filler is, and we came all the way back with it right to the back, and then did it again on this side. So the overlap, this is actually overlap. You can just barely see it right here. And then there's another one on top. But the chop strand, it feathers out real good. So it's good for feathering stuff out like that. You don't need to fill anything. So for your finished product, I'd suggest using that for all your boxes and shit like that. And then I've gone ahead and sanded, ground all these boxes and their lids to get all the gel coat that was loose off. And then we're going to put 2 coats of unwaxed and 1 coat of waxed on everything. We're going to tint it with the gray stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at. Sorry about you guys missing out on this one. I do, however, I am picking up my 20-footer, my Hurston here, pretty quick. And we're going to get a GoPro camera for that one, so that we can set it up in the corner and you guys can actually see how I go about stuff. It'll be sped up, slowed down, all that kind of crap. And that'll probably be my last one. I have Mr. Shiny to go up and do. That's going to be a neat project for you guys to watch because it's pretty much lipstick on a pig on that boat. The boat was already done. It does have a crack in the keel, so we're going to address that. And then put the boat back together the way that the guy took it apart that we bought it off of. Did a real nice job with a flush cutter. So it's kind of like putting the puzzle pieces of Lego together for that one. That'll be a neat, probably a 1 weekend project just to show you guys how quick you can knock this stuff out of the park if your boat's in good shape and you're just reassembling. When you're doing a full job like this, it is a long time consuming process. This one now, this right here is our 6th bucket. So there's going to be 35 gallons of resin in this one. Actually, no, this is our 7th. So 40 gallons of resin. 40 times, I think it's $200 up here in Canada. 220 now. It was 150 when I started doing this boat, and now it's 220, so you can thank the COVID tax for that. So yeah, for a fiver, it's not cheap. So we got 6 times, let's just call it 2, that's $1,200 just in resin, all your hardening. I would say that there is easy. Now plywood's how much? At current prices, there's probably $4 grand of, maybe $5 grand of nuts and bolts in this one, as in like fiberglass, wood, grinding discs, stuff like that. So it's not a cheap process, but this boat now with the market, this is about a $40,000 boat now. A lot of people might be shaking their head, but a rebuilt Double Eagle with a brand new motor on it is a $40,000 boat up here. So anyway, I can guarantee you guys you're not going to see this one in the marketplace. This is a family heirloom now, and no expenses or labor have been spared on this boat. So yeah, that's where we're at. The next time you see it, will be gray. Hopefully that'll be by the end of the day here. All right, guys. See you later. Remember, Go Dobbs if you're watching this on Facebook. GODOBBS in lowercase. Most of this build, I would say like 95% of this build is on that YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube and then search it up. And you'll see it if you start at the start. It shows you pretty much everything. I don't know if I have anything labeled on there or not. But like I said, the Hurston will be a very well documented boat, and it'll be my last one. And then it's just time for me. Right on. Talk to you guys later.